I didn't know which way to face. They were in a circle. Someone was going to have to face my rectal side, no matter which way you cut it. I chose to remain as I was. I let my arms hang at my sides and focused on a spot on the floor. They lifted their pencils. Nothing happened. Instead, I felt the plush cloth under the soles of my feet, the hairs rising on my arms, my fingers like 10 small weights, pulling downward. I felt my body waking, under 12 pairs of eyes. I lifted my head. "Try to keep still," the woman said. I stared at a crack in the concrete floor. I could hear their pencils moving across the pages. I wanted to smile. Already my body was starting to revolt, the knees beginning to shake and the back muscles straining. But I didn't care. If need be, I would stand there all day. 15-20 minutes passed. Then the woman said, "Why don't we take a quick break and then we'll start again with a different pose?" I sat. I stood. I rotated so that who hadn't gotten my rectal side now got it. Pages turned. It went on. I didn't know how long. Once I thought I would pass out. I cycled through feeling to numbness to feeling to numbness. My eyes watered with pain. Somehow I got back into my clothes. I couldn't find my underwear and was too tired to look. I made it down the stairs, clutching the banister. The woman came down after me. She said, "Wait, you forgot the $15. I took it, and when I went to put it in my pocket, I felt the ball of underwear there. "Thank you." I meant that. I was exhausted, but happy. I want to say somewhere, I've tried to be forgiving, and yet, there were times in my life, whole years, when anger got the better of me. Ugliness turned me inside out. There was a certain satisfaction in bitterness. I courted it. It was standing outside, and I invited it in. I scowled at the world, and the world scowled back. We were locked in a state of mutual disgust. I used to let the door slam in people's faces. I farted where I wanted to fart. I accused cashiers of cheating me out of a penny while holding the penny in my hand. And then one day I realized I was on my way to being the sort of schmuck who poisons pigeons. People crossed the street to avoid me. I was a human cancer, and to be honest, I wasn't really angry. Not anymore. I had left my anger somewhere long ago, put it down on a park bench and walked away. And yet, it had been so long, I didn't know any other way of being. One day I woke up and said to myself, "It's not too late." First days were strange. I had to practice smiling in front of the mirror, but it came back to me. It was as if a weight had been lifted. I let go, and something let go of me. A couple of months later, I found Bruno. When I got home from the art class, there was a note from Bruno on my door. It said, "Where are you?" I was too tired to try to climb the stairs to tell him. Inside it was dark, and I pulled the string for the bulb in the hallway. I saw myself in the mirror. My hair, what was left of it, stuck up in the back like a wave at its crest. My face looked shriveled like something left out in the rain. I fell into bed, still wearing my clothes minus the underwear. It was past midnight when the telephone rang. I awoke from a dream in which I was teaching my brother Joseph how to pee in an ark. Sometimes I have nightmares, but this wasn't one. We were in the woods, the cold pit, at our behinds. Steam rose from the snow. Joseph turned to me, smiling. A beautiful child, blonde with gray eyes. Gray like the ocean on a sunless day, or the elephant I saw in the town square when I was his age. Plain as day, standing in the dusty sunlight. Later, no one could remember having seen it, and because it was impossible to understand how an elephant would have arrived and slain him, no one believed me. But I saw it. A siren sounded in the distance. Just as my brother opened his mouth to speak, the dream broke proofs means, are you alive? 2 means yes, 1, no. We only do it at night. During the day, there are too many other noises. And, anyway, it isn't foolproof since usually Bruno falls asleep wearing his Walkman. I threw off the sheets and stumbled across the floor, banging into the table leg. Hello? I shouted into the phone, but the line was dead. I hung up, went to the kitchen, and took a glass down from the cabinet. The water gurgled in the pipes and splattered out in a burst. I drank some down and then remembered my plant. I've had it for almost 10 years. It's barely alive, but it is alive. More brown than green. There are parts that have withered, but still it lives, leaning always to the left. Even when I rotate it so that what faced the sun no longer faces the sun, it stubbornly leans to the left, choosing against physical need in favor of an act of creativity. I poured the rest of my water into its pot. What does it mean, anyway? To flourish. A moment later, the phone rang again. Okay, I said, picking up the receiver. No need to wake the whole building. There was silence on the other line. I said, Bruno, is this Leo Garski? I assumed it was someone trying to sell me something. They're always calling to sell. Once they said if I sent in a check for $99, I'd be pre-approved for a credit card, and I said, right, sure. And if I step under a pigeon, I'm pre-approved for a load of shit. But the man said he wasn't trying to sell me anything. He'd locked himself out of his house. He'd called information for the number of a locksmith. I told him I was retired. The man paused. He seemed unable to believe his bad luck. He'd already called 3 other people, and no one answered. It's pouring out there, he said. Couldn't you stay somewhere else for the night? In the morning, it'll be easy to find a locksmith. They're a dime a dozen. No, he said. All right, if it's too much, he began, then paused, waiting for me to speak up. I didn't. Okay, then. I could hear the disappointment in his voice. Sorry to have disturbed you. And yet he didn't hang up, and neither did I. I was filled with guilt. I thought, what do I need with sleep? There will be time, tomorrow or the next day. Okay, I said, even though I didn't want to say it. I'd have to dig up my tools. I might as well be looking for a needle in a haystack, or a Jew in Poland. Hold on a second, will you? I'm getting a pen. I'm gonna stop there for today. Give this video a like if you did enjoy that, and if you enjoy this series. I will have a link below with this entire series if you want to watch these in order. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified if you want to see when I come out with more additions to this series of the history of love. It's a wonderful book. I also have a plethora of other content. I'm making videos about CPTSD and trying my hardest to educate people about that condition because it's what I struggle with, and it's debilitating at times, and especially the fact that it isn't very well known or educated about enough. It's really prevented people from accepting me and treating me right for my whole life, and now that I'm aware of that and have the ability to progress my CPTSD symptoms, now I feel the need to educate the world about it some more, to help others. So yeah, make sure to go to my channel page if you want to see those videos. I have playlists of those as well. Whatever you are doing, have a good day, good night, good evening. Bye, guys. My channel is sponsored by a website called Wildflower Sex. For the rest of this ad read, I'm gonna say sax, like saxophone, instead of the word that I need to say. So let's talk more about Wildflower Sex. They are a sexual wellness company. First, I'll tell you about what I've purchased from there so far. Now, I will say I bought this without having any experience with said item. I'll show you this side. The other thing that I purchased on their website are some period cups. They're silicone, and it's really great if you want to reduce your carbon footprint in the environment. They are used for replacements for feminine products, but these period cups I got from Wildflower are really, really high quality. They're the perfect size for me. They have all different shapes and sizes of period cups on their website and toys. So let's get more into the website. website. But not only that, it's pretty dang entertaining too. If you never have, go through the reviews of saxophone toys. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Anyway, my favorite part about this website isn't even the toys and inclusivity. It is the article that they give you about saxophone education. It is so hard to keep remembering to say saxophone. You go to this tab and there's tons of articles about gender, how-to guides, relationships, sax, body positivity, toys, tools, and my favorite I found, mental health. It's so wonderful to see an adult website that promotes saxophone wellness and education rather than just trying to throw stuff at you to buy constantly. Consider shopping around the site. Again, my affiliate link is in the description below, and if you can't spend money right now, I fully understand. Check out the website anyway and read the articles they have to offer. Because it's never too late to learn new things or just anything through my link, then I will get part of that commission, so you would be supporting me. It would be great. By the way, I have other links if you want to check those out. They will be in my link tree below as well.